Okay, so Hare Krishna. So welcome for our weekly Gita discussion. Today is 15th May 2023. And on this day, we're going to continue with our discussion on chapter 9, right? The most confidential knowledge. All right, so before we start, okay, let's do our invocation prayer. Okay, everybody fold your hand, close your eyes, and just meditate on this mantra. If you know, just you can join me in saying this prayer. Om Ajnanatimirandasya Gyananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Sri Guruve Namaha Sri Chaitanya Manobhistam Sthapitamena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamayam Dadati Swa Padantikam Vandeham Sri Guru Sri Yuta Padakamalam Sri Gurun Vaishnavam Cha Sri Rupam Sagrajadam Shaha Ganara Gunatan Vidam Tam Sajivam Satvaitam Savaduta Parijana Saitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Sri Radha Krishna Padan Saha Gana Lalita Chi Vishakan Vidam Cha Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prishtaya Bhutale Srimadi Jayapataka Swamiti Namine Namacharya Padaya Nitai Kripa Pradayane Gaura Kada Damadaya Nagara Gramatarine Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prishtaya Bhutale Srimadi Bhakti Vedanta Swaminiti Namine Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Pasachiritarine Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prishtaya Bhutale Srimadi Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Namine Sri Varshapanavi Devi Daitai Kripapdaye Krishna Sambandha Vignanadayine Prabhave Namaha Madhuryojvala Premadya Sri Rupanuga Bhaktira Sri Gaura Karuna Shakti Vigrahaya Namostute Namaste Gauravani Sri Murtai Dinatarini Rupanuga Viruddha Pasitanta Dvanta Harini Namo Gaura Kishoraya Sakshat Vairagya Murtai Vipralambara Sambodhe Padam Puja Yate Namaha Namo Bhakti Vinodaya Satchidananda Namine Gaura Shakti Sarupaya Rupanugavarayate Gaura Virbhava Bhumestvam Nidasa Sajjana Priya Vaishnava Sarubhauma Sri Jagannatha Yate Namaha Vanchakal Patarubhyascha Krupasindhubevacha Paditanam Pavinibhyo Vaishnavebhayo Namo Namaha Namo Mahavadanyaya Krishna Prema Pradayate Krishnaya Krishna Chaitanya Namne Gaurati Se Namaha Panchatattvatmakam Krishnam Bhakta Rupa Swarupakam Bhaktavadaram Bhaktakyam Namami Bhakta Shaktikam He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dina Bandhu Jagatpade Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namastute Jayatam Surata Pangur Mama Manda Matirgati Matsarvasva Padam Boja Radha Madana Mohana Divyat Vrindaranya Kalpadrumadaha Srimad Ratnagara Singhasana Sav Srimad Radha Srila Govinda Devo Pristalibi Sevya Manusmarami Sriman Rasa Rasarambi Vamsivata Tata Sita Karshan Venur Swaner Gopir Gopinata Yasri Yastuna Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavadeswari Vrishabhanusti Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadara Shri Shri Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare Hare Hari Om Tat Sat. Okay, please continue after me. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Hare Krishna. So, okay. So today we're going to continue on our discussion. The most wonderful chapter. I think every chapter is wonderful in Bhagavad Gita, right? We can't differentiate, all right? When you take laddu, wherever you bite, it is sweet. All right. You cannot say, oh, this is my disease. But among all these things, you know, this is the chapter 9 basically is Krishna's assurance. All right. Krishna is giving us assurance. What is the advantage of being the devotee of Lord Krishna? All right. What is the first thing? Okay. Because to be a devotee of Krishna, okay, there's three types of devotees. Number one, there is a Kanistha Adhikari. Number two is Madhyam Adhikari. Number three is Uttama Adhikari. So there are many types of devotee. Okay. So Kanistha Adhikari is the beginner. Then Uttama Madhyama Adhikari is intermediate. and Uttamadhikari is advanced. Okay, advanced devotees. Okay. So, to be a devotee of Krishna, right? To able to chant Hare Krishna mantra. Okay, there are many movements, even like when you see like Divine Life Society, they also used to chant this Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. There's a called Patanjali prayers or something, right? Jai Ganesha, Jai Ganesha, Jai Ganesha, Pahimam, Sri Ganesha, Sri Ganesha, Sri Ganesha, Rakshamam. So when they sing, see, halfway it comes. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. So that means like that, they also used to chant. There are these things. Okay? But do they get any benefit from such chanting? Of course, when you look at this book called Nectar of what do they call? Harinama Chintamani, it says even when a person chants Hari or Krishna or Rama, even jokingly, even angrily, right? Even accidentally, even without knowing the meaning, they still get benefit. They call Namabas. Namabas means a purification ceremony. Okay, a purificatory ceremony, right? Say like for instance, when a man in England called, get me a ram, right? And in America, they say, come, let's go and catch the ram. Okay, there's a kind of animal ram or something. Then when you look in South Africa, South America, which country is that? Peru. Oh, yeah, that's one country in South America. I can't recall. Okay, in that country, Rama means a branch of the tree. All right, cut the Rama. So the branch of when you see the tree, the branch is called Rama. In Malaysia, we call Rama as the butterfly. All right. So, and there's a famous shopping center called Hari. Right. You go near that that outlet, they'll blast the big speaker. Hari, Bari Jom. What they call shop in Hari. All right. So even though like this Haridas Thakur, the Nama Acharya said, even though a person accidentally chant the name of Hari, knowingly, unknowingly, accidentally, jokingly, angrily, just name it. As long you say the word Hari, Krishna, Rama, right, you stand a chance of Namabas. Namabas means the purification ceremony. It's considered that that the seed of the bhakti is start sprouting. Okay. There's two ways of planting a tree. All right. One way is you plant a seed in a pot in a very nice way with meditation, with dedication, with hope. You just plant a seed into a pot and you water it, you nurture it, you care for it, the tree grows. Secondly is randomly throw the seed, all right, still it grows. But there is a difference. When you plant the seed very carefully and very nicely, it grows in that actually. But if you randomly throw, it grows along with other weeds. Other weeds may this thing, all right, may what they call overlap, right? And it can be eaten by cow, goats. It can be stepped, all right? Or when a grass cutter comes, he may just like cut it off. So there are a lot of challenges, right? But even though when the thing cut off, still the seed is been growing, it will still grow up. Then it get cut off, or get stepped, or eaten by the cow. And again, it struggles. That means it keep coming out, get cut off, keep coming, cut off. Eventually, one day, when there's no disturbance, when the things start to grow, and somebody says, wow, there is a mango tree here growing. I didn't know that. So they will just clear the weeds at the site and let it grow, or they just take that seed from the root very nicely, they put in a pot or put it in elsewhere. Right? So like that. So Namabas, that means when we chant the name of Hari very indirectly, all right, or accidentally, or unknowingly, jokingly, angrily, even there's a thing happen, right? There's one Muslim guy, I mean, during Haridas Thakur was giving around this thing. He was walking and suddenly he was chased by hog. Hog, Katupandi, right? Katupandi chased him. And Katupandi got this, what they call the kind of sharp tusk, right, on the nose. So when he came, when the Katupandi came and started chasing that guy, and he was so scared, he started running. Eventually, he couldn't run. He fell, and the Katupandi went and took the tusk and just pierced his stomach, and he died. But while he's dying, he looking at the hawk, and he just said the word haram, 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 haram. Boom, he died. Right? But eventually, next moment, he was taken by that Vishnu Dutas and taken to Vaikuntha. Even though he said the word haram. So, okay, but for us, we know haram means it's abominable. But for Krishna, Vishnu, he took a hey Ram, hey Ram, hey Ram. We're calling haram. Okay, that's one example that you can see in nectar of, what they call Harinama Chintamani. So whatever way that we do is called Namavas. Because the chanting of the holy name is the only way that we can improve our what they call, in order for us to excel. In order for us to excel, even for us to get purification of all our 5 senses, all right, and all our subtle senses, the 3 senses, and all that existence, and also to burn away all that bad karma, all right, all these things is only by the chanting of the holy name. So just imagine if you chant the holy name unknowingly, what happens if you chant the holy name knowingly? What happens if you chant the holy name intentionally? What happens if you chant holy name with love? What happens if you chant the holy name with hope? Right? What happens if you chant the holy name with ecstatic feeling? Right? You feel so in transcendental bliss, intentionally. Just imagine. Okay, why I'm saying this? Because according to what Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Maharaj said, that means the spiritual master of Srila Prabhupada, he said, do not find any fault on anybody. Do not find any fault on anybody. Okay. And secondly, he said, whoever chanted the name of Krishna only once, all right, he is considered a Vaishnava. Just even once, unknowingly, unintentionally, jokingly. So that means we know that everybody, especially in Malaysia, everybody is chanting the name of Hari, right? Hari Raya, and soon it's going to come Hari Raya Korban, right? Hari Raya, this and this Rama Rama. So we are all chanters. Somehow or other, we are chanting the holy name of the Lord. So we shouldn't criticize anyone. And just imagine if a person who are still in a neophyte, or not even a devotee, okay, they are still karmi. All right, they're still karmi. All right, karmi means all right, they are still karmi, they are still have no faith, but jokingly or indirectly or unknowingly they chanted the name. They are given this kind of privilege. But what happened when a devotee who chant with intention? All right, so that is what we're going to discuss today. All right, so when you look at this chapter 9, text 33. All right, before that, we just recap the 2 previous verses. Shiprang bhavati dharmatma shashvak chantim nigachati kaunteya pratijanihi name bhakta pranashyati. It says that he quickly all right. So what it says, he quickly becomes righteous and attains lasting peace. O son of Kunti, declare boldly that my devotee never perishes. But before that, what he said? All right, he said that even if one commits the most abominable action, if he engaged in devotional service, he is to be considered saintly because he is properly situated in his determination. Okay, what we have discussed today on this thing, people are, in Tamil they call Manidan Sulnala Kaidi. All right, man is the victim of circumstances. Because we should understand that we are living in Kali Yuga, the place full of fault. All right, so sometimes devotee may fall down. All right, and he shouldn't be. So if he engages, so he's still considered saintly because since he have tasted, he will come back eventually. Though compared to those who have never touched. All right, in my experience itself, I've seen. All right, I've seen that so many devotees left. Right, they left and they get angry. They left and all this, but eventually after some years they'll come back. Right? Suddenly they say Hare Krishna, Prabhu. I say, how come you know this our terminology? And then he say, oh yeah, in 80s, I was a devotee. In the 90s, I was a devotee. I used to go to that Hare Krishna when I was young. I used to go to that Hare Krishna center. And once this, I met a person, he says, Ningla Hare Krishna dane? Adu Swami Prabhupada movement. I say, yes, yes, yes. Why are you asking that? Oh, I remember when he came to Ipoh in St. John's ambulance. I was around 12 or 13 years old. I saw him. Ever since then, I felt like there is some kind of character. Can you imagine? That means eventually he becomes a devotee. They cannot run away. So, okay. Now, then after that, in 31, of course, we just read just now, he quickly becomes righteous and attains lasting peace, O son of Kunti, declaring boldly, my devotee never perishes. Okay, devotee of Krishna never perishes. All right. So in 32, we did last week, right? Today is 33, right? Yeah, today is 33. All right. So in 32, okay, Mam hi partha vyapashritya yepishu papa yonaya striyo vaishyas tata shudra. All right. So striya means women. All right. Vaishya means business men, farmers. Tata shudra and also shudra. Tapi yanti parangatim. He says, O son of Pratha, those who take shelter in me, though they are of lower birth, women, Vaishya, and Shudra can attain the supreme destination. Okay, we read that we can attain the supreme destination. In order for the supreme destination, the yogis are struggling so hard, doing all kind of severe austerity just to achieve that. Okay, but that means, but here when we simply take shelter, what Krishna says, those who take shelter at me. So when we were taking shelter means we are surrendering ourselves to Krishna, right? Say like for instance, when there's a war-torn country, the refugee will run. When the refugee runs to another country, they are running for what? Are they running for happiness, excitement, job opportunity? No, they are running for shelter. So when a person comes to another country for shelter, so when he comes there, he surrendered to that government, and the government provides everything for him. Okay, so similarly, he says that those who take shelter, whoever takes shelter in me, that means in Krishna, even though they can be from any kind of birth, situation, circumstances, doesn't matter, can attain the supreme destination. Is that simple? Isn't that simple? And the problem is, like today I was listening to one lecture of Prabhupada. Someone asked, so how do you surrender? How do you surrender? You just need to go in front of Krishna and say, Krishna, I'm yours. That's it. Just simply say, don't simply say it. Say it from your heart with full emotion. Krishna, I'm yours. Enough is enough. I do not want to go through this situation. I'm yours. So when we surrender that way, Krishna will immediately take, it gives full shelter. All right. So now we're going to do 33. So the word is king. All right. The M dot. So we're going to pronounce from the king, him, but king. Punar, bra. Okay. You see the A. There's a dash. Brahmana, na. Right. Brahmana. All right. So na. All right. So Brahmana. Okay. Aha. Brahmana. Punya. Bhakta. Rajarshayas. Okay. Yes. Put the tongue as the thing. Phalanx. So Rajarshayas tata. Anityam. Asuktang. Asuktang. All right. Asuktang. Lokam. Okay. This is M. Lokam. Emang. All right. Prapya Pajasvamam. Okay, let's do this. King Punar Brahmana Punya Bhakta Rajarshayastata Anityam Asukhang Lokam Emang Prapya Bhajasvamam. Kim Punar Brahmana Punya Bhaktarajarshayastata Anityam Asukham Lokam Emang Prapya Bhajasva Mam Kim Punar Brahmana Punya Bhaktarajarshayastata Anityam Asukham Lokam Emang Prapya Bhajasvatam. Sorry, Bhajasvamam. Kim Punar Brahmana Punya Bhaktarajarshayastata Anityam Asukham Lokam Emang Prapya Bhajasvamam. Okay, who would like to try?
Hare Krishna, Prabhu.
Okay, Hare Krishna, who's that? Oh, Nanda Mataji, yes.
Yes. Kim Punar Brahmana Punya Bhakta Rajarshayastata Anityam Ashukang Lokam Imam Prapya Bhajashvamam.
Very good, fantastic. Next. Arsi Mataji, Kanchana Mataji, Saraswati, Karpya Saraswati and Saraswati Mataji. Come on, make it fast. It's very interesting.
I try, sir.
Yes.
Kim Punya Brahmana Punya Bhakta Raja Yasya Tata Anyatam Anityam Akshukan Lokam Imam Prapaya Bhajaswamam.
Okay. Prapya.
Prapya.
Imang Prapya Bhajasva.
Imam Prapya Bhajaswamam.
Very good. Mom. There's a line, there's a dash on top. Can you see there's a dash on above the A?
Yeah.
So you pull the raga. Okay. Thank you. Arsi Mataji, I saw you unmute.
Hare Krishna, sir. I tried.
Okay.
Kim Punar Brahmana Punya Bhakta Rajasa Yastata Anityam Asu Kang Lokam Imam Prapaya Bhajayasamam.
Very good. Very nice.
Hare Krishna, sir.
Next. Vaishnava Kripa Prabhu, you want to try?
Kim Punar Brahmanam Punya Bhakta Rajasastada Anityam Asugam Logam Imam Papya Bhajasvamam.
Very nice. Very nice, Prabhu. Okay, one more person. Who's the lucky one? Logeshwari Raju. Wow, happy to see you. Welcome. I think he's working. Another one more person who would like to try? Saraswati Tachaini Mataji, what happened? Why are you so quiet today?
Okay, Prabhu, I'll try.
Okay.
Kim Yung Punar Brahmana Punya Bhakta Raja Saya Tatta Anityam Shukam Logam Imam Prapya Basavama.
Bhajasvamam. All right, very nice.
Bhajasvama.
Okay. Kim Punar Brahmana Punya Bhakta Rajarsayastata Anityam Asukhang Lokam Emang Prapya Bhajasvamam. Kim, how much? Puna, again. Brahmanas. Punya, righteous. Bhakta, devotees. Raja Rishya. So when there's a R dot and S dot, that means indirectly there's a I in between. Sometimes when you see Krishna, KRS.NA, but there's a dot. So Kri, all right? So Raja Rishya. How the translation? Raja Rishya. Okay, there's no dot here. Anyway, so Raja Rishya. Okay, saintly kings, Raja Rishis. Tata also Anityam, temporary. Asukham, full of miseries. Lokam, planet. All right, Asukham. Sukham means happiness. When you put means opposite of happiness. Asukham. Okay. Imam, this Prapya, gaining. Bhajasva, be engaged in loving service. Mam means unto me. All right. So translation and purpose by His divine grace, A.C. Bhakti Vedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada ki jai. How much more? This is so of the righteous Brahmanas, the devotees and the saintly kings. Therefore, having come to this temporary miserable world, engage in loving service unto me. Okay. Again, how much more? This is so of the righteous Brahmana. All right. You'll be wondering why this is like, okay, now we just continue from 32. O son of Prata, those who take shelter of me, though they are of lower birth, women, Vaishya, and Sudra, can attain my supreme destination. How much more? This is so of the righteous Brahmana. So how about people who are righteous Brahmana? All right. When simply people take shelter, they can go there. But how about for righteous Brahmana? The devotees and the saintly kings. Right? How about them? By taking shelter, you achieve the highest destination. But just imagine these righteous Brahmanas, the devotees, the saintly kings. Therefore, having come to this temporary world, temporary miserable world, asukam, right? Engage in loving service. So these are the people, that means the righteous Brahmanas, the devotees and the saintly kings. They are, even though they fall into this temporary miserable world, they engage in loving service unto Him, right? So this is a temporary miserable world. Like now you see that we cannot escape from 3 types of suffering. All right. One of which is suffering from the devatas, that means the nature. Second is viral. Third is fellow human being, 3-fold misery. And today, I think most of you are suffering from one klesha, one kind of misery today. What is that? Extreme heat, right? Today in Ipoh, it hit 41 degrees. Right? I feel cooked alive. How about your places? Was it very hot?
Mine was worse.
Was terrible. Today the weather is extreme, right? So when it rains, people grumble. Oh, it's raining, so cold, sick is spreading. When it's hot, oh, it's extremely hot. How? All right, because we are living in the world of duality. All right, there's hot and cold, happiness, distress, right? So these kind of things. Okay, anyway, so this is called the miserable world. Engage in the miserable, temporary miserable world. Okay, let's look at this purport. It's going to be very interesting purport. Okay, where's the highlighter? What color I should choose? Okay, I choose light green, right? Okay, so it says in this material world, there are classification of people. That means there are classification of people. All right, that means people are being classed. Okay, but after all, this world is not a happy place for anyone. After all, this world is not a happy place for anyone. You all understand this? You all understand this? It's a very interesting terminology. Please, all of you are suffering from heat, is it? I can't see any sound, any response. Anyway, no problem. All right. So what is Prabhupada is telling? In this material world, there are classification of people. People are being classified. Higher class, lower class, middle class, all right? Whatever situation, all right? Even you can be the highest of the highest, you can be the most topmost, you can even be the great king, all right? You can be the richest man in the world, this thing. But after all, Prabhupada is telling, this world is not a happy place for anyone. This is not a happy place. Even how rich you are, how poor you are, is still not a happy place. It is clearly stated here. Anityam asukam lokam. Anityam asukam lokam. This world is temporary and full of miseries. All right? It's full of miseries. I mean, we do not need to, further decide. I mean, we discuss on this because all of us are, some or other have seen it or going through it, right? So temporary, okay, like for instance, the day I was talking to someone, right? Okay, example, okay, why should I take, okay, example like my example, right? My grandfather, okay, great-grandfather was in India, right? He struggled, he worked so hard, all right, in the farm. Okay, we had the farmland and everything. He worked so hard and he died at a very young age in pursuit to bring up his children. That is my grandfather. My grandfather, during the drought in Paramakudi, he couldn't take it. He came to Malaysia. He came and slogged to bring up my father and my uncles. My father, all his life, he worked so hard. He go to work at 8 o'clock in the morning and he comes back at 9 o'clock at night. All right, he was in hospital. He do all that old time. People thought he's a workaholic, but he need to slog to bring us up. He suffered. Now we have got the baton was passed to us. Now I have taken the baton. All right, we work so hard. We are working so hard and everything to bring up our children, give them education. Actually, we are preparing what? Once the children grow up, they also go to work and everything. They also going to suffer and struggle and to bring up their children. So that's what is happening. That is what is happening. Birth after birth after birth is happening. Parambara after parambara, one generation after next generation, it is happening. All right? Because it's anityam asukam lokam. This is temporary and full of misery. Okay? So we can never be happy. All right? So sometimes we see the worst kind of things is when the children goes against our will, our wish and everything. So it's more suffering. All right? Okay, anyway. So, okay. Temporary and full of misery. No habitat or any sane gentleman. Okay? This is temporary and full misery. Okay? For not habitatable. Habitable means this is not the place that we can go on being happy. For any sane gentleman. So any person who are sane, who are intelligent, who are really alert what is happening around them, they know this is not a place to live. Habitable means the place to live. It's not the place to live. It is not exciting to live here because it's a place full of temporary misery. But those people who really enjoy their life here, you should know, right? They are the insane people. Anyway, this world is declared. This world is declared, all right? By who? By the Creator. By the Creator. The one who creates this place, the Supreme Personality. And what he declared, he says, to be temporary and full of miseries. If it says temporary and misery, okay, fine now. But temporary and full of miseries. Right? The day a friend of mine was saying, hey, you're 45 ready, right? Yes. Okay, can you squat down and get up? I said, what's wrong? No, can you just squat down and get up? I tried to squat down, I couldn't. And he also couldn't. It looks like when you're 45 and above, you're squatting down and getting up, all the things. So it's becoming, I'm very sure the misery is already started in. All right, it's going to kick in anyway. So some philosophers, especially Mayavadi philosophers, all right, some philosophers, okay, especially the Mayavadis. Okay, Mayavadi means the one who feels everything, all right? Mayavadi philosophers say this world is false. They say that this world is false. Who say this? The Mayavadis. Okay, please take note. The Mayavadis always say this world is false. But we can understand from Bhagavad Gita. Okay, what we can understand from Bhagavad Gita? That but the world is not false. Yes or not? Right? The world is not false. How can we call this place is a faulty place? This is not a faulty place, all right? Because we are seeing it, all right? It is temporary. World is not false, but it is temporary. Okay? There is a difference between temporary and false. Okay, what Prabhupada is saying? The word is temporary, but there is another word which is eternal. Okay, number one, there's a difference. All right, there's a difference between temporary and false, temporary and false. This word is temporary. All right. When we call temporary that means there should be a place which is eternal. All right. There's another place called eternal, but there's another world called eternal. This world is miserable, but the other world is eternal and blissful. All right. So Arjuna was born in a saintly royal family. So what he was born? He was born in a saintly royal family. That means Raja Rishihi. Just now you saw the verse Raja Rishihi, right? So that means he's born in a saintly royal family. All right. So when we see, there's a verse, what they call? Evam Parambara Praptam. Right? When you see that verse, okay. Which verse is that? Finish is my reference. You have understood and you memorized the entire Bhagavad Gita.
4.2.
Great. Okay, when we see that 4.2, okay, what it says, Evam parampara praptam, imam raja shayo viduhu. All right, raja rishayo viduhu, sa kale neha mahata, yoga nasta parantapa. All right, what it says, the supreme science was thus received through a chain of disciplic succession, and the saintly kings understood in that way. But in course of time, the succession was broken. Therefore, the science appears to be lost. Okay, there was a reasoning that what Krishna says, that recreating Bhagavad Gita through Arjuna. But anyway, so we understand from these, Imam Raja Rishiyo Viduhu. Imam Raja Rishiyo Viduhu means what? That means Imam means the Raja Rishiyo Viduhu means the saintly kings understood in that way. So that means we understand in previously all the kings were saintly kings. All right, these ordinary guys or any kind of mundane guys can never be, or not the rulers. The kings were saintly, and they bring up the nation in a very saintly way. Okay, I think we read in Bhagavad, right, on Tuesday. What he says, right? He says that Yudhishthira is not only the king but also a father and a spiritual master to the public. He have to ensure that all the people becomes successful in going back home, back to God. So anyway, now let's look at this. So Arjuna was born in a saintly royal family. All right. To him also the Lord says, take to my devotional service. He says, take to my devotional service. Okay. Take to my devotional service. And after that he says, and come quickly back to Godhead, back home. So he also suggested, take it to my devotional service and come quickly. Okay, no one should remain in this temporary world. All right, just imagine Krishna. Krishna was addressing Arjuna in the middle of the warfare. All right, because they are fighting, so that Arjuna and the brothers can enjoy the kingdom, the Kuru dynasty. All right, and Arjuna is telling, why should I kill all of them? It's waste of time. I rather become a mendicant. But Krishna says, you want to be mendicant? Okay, then after that, advise how to be mendicant. Arjuna says, no way I can be a mendicant. It's so hard. But now he's telling, yes, what you're saying is all right. All right, why should I see? Look at your very pitiable situation. Because this place is such. All right, this place is such. You are born into this world. You have to do all these things. It's your duty. But here in chapter 9, he was giving all that confidential part of the language. But here in this particular verse, he says, take to my devotional service. Engage in my devotional service. All right, what is that devotional service you're talking about? So Krishna said it, especially in Chaitanya Charitamrita, very simple, very simply said. But we as a human being are trying to make it very complicated. Right? We are making it very complicated. All right, so what are the things? He said, what are the devotional service? Anything that you're good at, do it for Krishna. That's all. All right, like the day I was talking to Dr. Dinesh. All right, he's very intelligent and he's very good in research work. All right, he's very good in research. Of course, you have seen, I believe that most of you have attended his class on that universal creation. I shared that video to some of my friends in US, my Chaitanya Charitamrita classmates and my mentor. They were mesmerized. So what I'm trying to say here is, so what did I tell Dinesh? You are very good in research. Why not? You try to present. That's why his way of presentation is very thorough. He take one verse, he quote the whole Bhagavad, whole Bhagavad Gita everywhere, just to prove this one point right. And he's very good at it. So then he's now engaging his talent for Krishna. All right. And sometimes we see there's some devotees, they say, okay, I'm good at cooking. Why not you show your talent for cooking for Krishna? I am good in singing. Why not you sing for Krishna and just become master in that and nothing else? Right? It's that simple. But we are trying to complicate things. I remember when I joined in 93, there's one guy came. He's good in playing guitar, jing guitar. And I heard he's from southern Peru, and he was okay. So he came to Hare Krishna. When everybody was doing Sankirtan, he said, "Hey, since you're playing guitar, why not join us in Kirtan and you play guitar?" Just by playing guitar, he became a devotee. Can you imagine? All right. So that's what he says. So take to my devotional service. Every one of us were given some kind of natural talent. All of us got some natural talent. In that natural talent, Krishna have given us the natural talent for what? So you can use that natural talent. If you say, okay, like for me, my spiritual master told me just do Sankirtan and nothing else. He asked me to become a Sankirtan man, distribute books, right? Engage and cultivate people, make them devotees, right? Create a very nice place like a temple or ashram, so that people can come there and stay and very nicely, right? And that was the instruction to me. And I feel that's the only thing I can do. I never learned cooking. 30 years in Hare Krishna, I never learned cooking. And I don't even do a proper puja and all these things because that is not my natural instinct. So that's the thing. So devotional service means what you are good at, just do it for Krishna. Right? So I believe Kanchana Pillai, I know her personally, she's very good in filing up things. All right. So maybe you can engage in filing up all the documentation and keeping records, So she's a devotee from Ipoh. All right. So, okay, sometimes you say, okay, well, I don't have any centers near me. I want to engage in devotional service. What should I do? Okay, that's what example like Arasi Mataji. She donates a sum every month for the development of the temple or development of the yatra, preaching. All right, maybe you can just give us some donation. All right, soon I'm going to make a video about this Varsha Puja, the 30 ringgit or 1 ringgit per day, this thing. So once I make that video and share with you, what do you need to do? How you can engage in devotion? Very simple. Spread the news to everybody. Spread the news to all your family and friends. All right, spread in all your groups. Tell them. Tell what actually we do. We are the only society that we bring morality to the people. We do not compromise. Like some say, okay, you can be a meat eater, or you can be a non-veg, you can be this thing, you can do whatever you want, but still you can come and sing some bhajan and everything is okay. Every Thursday, go and do satsang, right? Every Friday, you go to temple, and every day, but you live as you like. We don't do that. Once a devotee comes to us, we tell them, we make them realize who are they actually. We will make them realize their constitutional position. You are not an ordinary or random human being. You are authentic. Just like your thumbprint never existed before and will never exist in the future. So you have been a great invention, creation by the nature. Why? Because the soul is coming in, the spiritual, this thing is coming into this matter. Sometimes people say, I'm useless. No, you are nobody's useless in this world. You are only useless if you do not understand yourself. If you do not strive to know yourself, know thyself. That's the first thing that what Bible suggested. When you read Bible, they say, know thyself. Say, get to know you first. Who are you? If we do not know who am I, you always take people's opinion. Some says you are Brahma. Some says you are God. Some says that you are God, but you have not realized it. So you end up become other people's opinion. So you do not become anybody. So if you want to have your own opinion, you must know who you are. And what we do, we are systematically, scientifically explaining it to you that you are not an ordinary person. You are spark of that supreme spark. You are drop of that ocean from the vast. You are drop of that water from the vast ocean. You are spark of the supreme personality of Godhead. Right? And you have that supreme personality of Godhead in a localized expansion as Shirodakshai Vishnu, living right in your heart. He is giving you protection. He didn't let you go, even though that you are in the darkest dungeon. He never let you be alone. He's there guiding you. Right? He's there guiding you. You think that you came by yourself? No. It's all some of the master plan by Krishna and by associations of some devotee. You have been invited by someone. How many of you simply went into temple, you say, I want to be Hare Krishna devotee? Where got such thing? No. Even you want to do that also, you need to go and tell someone, a devotee. And the devotee say, really? Okay, now this is how you put the tilak, you chant the mantra. Without devotee, we are no one. Right? So what we do, we systematically will explain them, okay, this is your constitutional position. Right? Then secondly, we try to tell them, okay, now let's look at your gross body, what it's made of. Now your subtle body, what is made of. All right? Your gross body, somewhere rather listen to the subtle body, mind, intelligence, and ego. And we are suffering because of the mind, intelligence, and ego. Right? Okay, I give you one very crude example. When someone come and curse you in extremely bad word, extreme bad words. Right? Like the day I told you about the incident, the guy cursed me with all kind of bad words from my grandmother to my whole ancestor women and everything until me and this thing. All right? Because I understood the language, I got very upset. But anyway, it took me, it's a struggle for me to forgive. Anyway, I forgive him. So what happened if he cursed me in Japanese language? What happened if he cursed me in the language I didn't understand? I look at his face, I might have laughed at him. Oh, what are you trying to tell me? But actually, he's using extremely vulgar words. Right? Example, when I used to go to Japan before, when I was having business, I brought my workers. And my workers went and did something. All right. See, in Japan, you cannot simply pee anywhere you like. Even when there is no bathroom, you need to pee in a pail. There's a pail they prepared. They are the people who do not simply pee under the tree. All right. So this particular place, yet we went, there's no place to pee. So what happened? He went and this worker, he didn't know, so he went and peed under the tree. And this Japanese guy started to curse him with all extreme vulgar words. And that guy was laughing and asking me, Anna, enna solra? So when we don't understand the language, we are not affected. All right. So okay, why am I saying this? All right. So okay, so we will make them understand their constitutional position. All right, what their sense is made of. Okay, the mind, intelligence, ego. So the mind, intelligence, ego, sometimes when we understand the language, we can react to it. How the hell? I mean, who are you to tell me that? It's reaction. So now the problem, we want to make the mind calm. We want to make the mind sober. We want to purify the mind and intelligence. When the mind and intelligence purify, naturally the way you act, talk, think becomes different. See, now you see, suddenly when you become a devotee, all right, you tend to look different. No, you're still the same person, but you divide of all these bad habits, bad way of life. All right, you do not take all these kind of mundane foods, abominable foods like meat, right, eggs and all this abominable, right? You do not. So what happened? You are still the same. All right, your senses are by default in this body. Example, when you drive, you have a choice to on your light or not to on your light. All right, all these are default. When they build a car, it's all default. It's all prepared, but it's better whether you want to use it or not. So like that, in the sense, it's the whole body, the sense that we have, it is just by default. But our mind, intelligence, ego is the one who dictates. So when we understand, oh really, yeah, okay. So now you as a spiritual being, you need to revive your spirituality. But your mind will challenge you saying that you are not doing the right thing. You're nonsense. Don't believe this guy. It's all nonsense. Don't believe. All right. So your mind will challenge you. Okay. So what should I do? Why not chant Hare Krishna and tell the mind, actually what this person is saying is right. You can never subdue your mind. You can never conquer your mind. Right? But you can make the mind to work for you. Right? You can make the mind work for you. So when you start to chant Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, the vibration will somehow or other go and purify your mind. Hey, what is this? Really feel good, right? When you want to scold somebody, I'm wasting my time talking nonsense. I better chant Hare Krishna. It's so pleasurable. Right? So then you start chanting. Then after that, you want to know more what is happening. But intelligence telling, this is another form of nonsense, another form of cult, another form of brainwashing. But he says, no, I better check it out because I'm very inquisitive. I do not take things for granted. I'm a very scientific person. Then you start read Bhagavad Gita and Bhagavad and Chaitanya Charitamrita. And your intelligence get purified. When your mind and intelligence become purified, what happened to your false ego? naturally will become calm. When even someone just see you and spit at your face, you will never take it very seriously. All right? That guy should have having some tough time. Or you see, you can be very easily forgivable. Right? You can, whenever people come and tell you, for instance, like what happened to a devotee long time ago, he said, I can never talk to people. All right? I just come, I just chant, I just mind my own business. Then one day I told him, why not you just take this 10 patrika on Radha Yatra? Why not you go distribute to your friends? Oh, I cannot do that. Just come and try. Let's do it together. Come. So I took him along. Went with him, all right? Went and we distribute the patrika. That 10 patrika changed his life. Let's see whether we have any devotees. Kanchana is there. Kanchana is there. Then who else we have? Finish. I don't know. Finish. No. All right. Okay. He's none other than Mantra Krishna Das. Do anyone of you know him? So he's a father or father-in-law to this Vivan. Kanchana, you know Vivan?
Who is he?
Vivan. The guy who always serve in the kitchen.
Okay.
His father-in-law.
Okay.
All right. So this devotee's life changed when he distributed the 10 patrika the day, roughly around 25 years ago. I just told, let's go and do it. Of course, my president told me that time Ishan Gauranga Das was the president in Ipoh. Ishan Gauranga, that means all those not devotees should know him. Ishana Gauranga Das. So he was telling, why not? I said, yes, Prabhu, let's try. That 10 patrika changed his life. Can you imagine? Just the 10 patrika. So what I'm trying to tell you here is, Krishna is willing to give you the entire boon of the ecstatic love of Krishna. Ecstatic love. Prem. Wow. Ecstatic love. He's willing to give you the reservoir of pleasure. He's even tell you, you take it. Let me open the dam. Let it drown you. Let it flood your mind. He's really, he said, take it. He's not the person I'll give you like ration. I'll give you little. Then after some time, I give you little. No, he's willing to open the floodgate. All right. But we have to make that decision. Right? See, let me tell you something. I hope that every one of you can do this, what I'm going to tell you. All right. I have done it and it's changed my life. All right. See, I want you to make a journal of your life. Journal. Journal means get a sketchbook. All right, a sketchbook. That means sketchbook is an empty book. That means there's no line, nothing. All right, maybe in the size of right, like these kind of books, right? Can you see? Wait, where is it? Okay, can you see the book? No. Where is it? How to remove this? Okay, right. Can you see? All right, this is okay. This is a empty pages like this. All right. So this is some of the things that I've written here. Okay. You can write it in a very small letter, right? Just like this. Okay. So what is the idea about this? Okay. All right. So what is the idea about this journal? Every day you write down what did you do for the day. Right? Like example, okay, today I've chanted my rounds. I didn't know that I chant that quickly. Within 45 minutes, I finished my 16 rounds. Have you all experienced that before? Anyone?
Yes, Prabhu, when I do it early in the morning.
45 minutes.
Yes, can. I normally.
Who's that?
Yeah.
Who's talking here?
Nanda.
Oh, Nanda Mataji. Okay. Yes.
Like if I get up at 3 o'clock, then I sit down 3:30. I sometimes I myself feel whether I used to wonder if I'm doing the right thing or not.
That's the thing I want to tell you.
Yes, but then when I'm listening, I can actually hear the mantra clearly.
Mhm.
But it just goes so fast when I do it at that hour of the day.
All right.
And when I do the later part of the day, it's slower. But at
Slower,
that time, there's no, I mean, nobody disturbs me. I'm all alone,
uh-huh.
and I sit. I can actually do it so fast. I sometimes I used to wonder, am I doing the right thing? But then I am listening to the mantra clearly.
I see. How many rounds
Mm.
do you chant a day?
Morning 16, evening 16.
Very good. 32 rounds a day.
Yeah,
All right.
on
Okay.
fasting days, I will do 64 Prabhu.
Wow.
On the
Awesome.
days I'm fasting, Ekadesi, all that, I will do 64.
Very
And
nice.
some
Very
other
nice.
days also, if I'm free, then I have nothing much to do, then I will chance complete my 64 rounds.
Fantastic. Fantastic. That's the way. See,
But only
sometimes.
thing, only in the morning, that early hour, that
Ah.
morning when I sit, sometimes I can finish 45 minutes.
Okay. Sometimes, okay, since you're saying you're chanting 64 rounds, 32 rounds a day, okay, that's very normal. All right. If you really keep on chanting every day, you can go fast. I mean, it's like it do happen. But sometimes when people chant 32 rounds, 16 rounds in 45, half an hour, 45 minutes, you know what happened? They just take one beat, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Go to the next beats, Hare Rama, 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 Hare Hare.
No, I don't do that, Prabhu.
No, you have to analyze whether you're doing that or
Yeah,
not.
okay,
You know
okay.
what? I was surprised. I was doing that.
Oh, okay.
I was telling, how come I can finish around 30, half an hour? No, I'm a professional chanter. So one day when I really start to like analyze, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Krishna, one beats, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, next beats, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, next beats. So it happens that way, right?
Okay,
So what I suggest, make a journal.
okay.
Write down all the things that you have done that day. Any regrets, anything. All right. Oh, I wasted my time. I shouldn't have done this. Okay. So when you write down, you just write down. I mean, you do not need to tell anyone about what you've done. And please don't mark the journal. Don't write in front in front of the book, my journal, my diary. Don't write that. It attracts others. Just keep it like a scratch book. All right. So nobody know what book is this. So inside you write there the date. Example, today is 11th May 2023. So I woke up at 8 o'clock. I regret. I just should have woken up early. I should have just done my Tulsi Puja. I should have done my Parikram. You know that going around Tulsi Puja is like going around Vrindavan. If you want to go to Vrindavan, of course, leg pain, hand pain, and everything, but you just go around Tulsi is going around Vrindavan. Right? So I say, oh, I should have just do that. I wasted my time. I should have just chanted that round. Oh my God. Just because yesterday I just wasted my life maybe watching a movie. Wasted my life of doing something which is mundane. So when you start write down, the next day, you won't believe, naturally, all the things that you want to recover, you'll rectify. Every week, you go through that, your journal. Have you done the right thing or not? It works, you know. When I do the journal, that's when I realize I'm addicted to Facebook and Instagram. Facebook. I was thinking I'm preaching online, I'm preaching in Facebook, sharing these. Actually, nobody bothered to read. How many times that we share, even someone share with me some kind of big long article, I'm not bothered to read, right? I just simply put a thumbs up and I just don't even read it. You all have done that before? Just for the sake of acknowledgement, just thumbs up, right? So that means trying to do something like this, because there's so many people, you know, are trying to be like what Dinesh used to say. I like the way he said it. WhatsApp University. You know, in WhatsApp, it looks like every WhatsApp philosophy, WhatsApp University. In WhatsApp, all the great philosophers, great people will be talking all nonsense, right? So, so sometimes when you see this, when you read, all right, sometimes you put a very long article, nobody like to read. Actually, nobody bothered to read. And the worst thing is sometimes when they share their TikTok, you know what? Life is, come on, when you don't have life, when people are talking about life, it's so annoying. Have you seen that before? Like, you see, it's like any Tom, Dick, and Harry suddenly become a philosopher. And people share, like my uncle loved to share this to me. I just delete it. I don't even read it. So I start to realize that. And you know what? I have deleted my Facebook. Right? I'm so addicted. Everything I would need to see what's my update, Is there any new updates? I was telling there's so many people out there to are ready to give me news. What's actually happening around? Why should I have these kind of things? Why should I crack my head to get the first news? Sudha Seidi. For what? Right? It doesn't make any difference. Yes or not? So I deleted my Facebook. I deleted my Instagram. Right? I deleted my Twitter. Okay. And I feel I'm so much in peace. I hardly touch my phone now. Right? Because last time I was keeping my phone to do all this kind of nonsense. Now I just don't do that. I just trade. I mean, I do my forex trading, and I just send what is needed. So I have more time. Can you imagine? All right. But then I wrote in my journal, I struggle. No, I can't. My eyes become, no. You become more calm and relaxed. So this is one example. I'm not asking you to delete your Facebook. This is just what I've done. I'm just sharing what I've done. All right. So write a journal every day. Today I've chanted 32 rounds. All right. In my chanting, I start to realize I'm feeling so much transcendental bliss. And I'm not surprised, Mataji, since you're waking up 2:30, maybe you can finish your 64 rounds by 7 o'clock, by 6:30.
Yes, Prabhu, I would love to, but then it's just that in between I have to quickly start cooking. 5 o'clock I will start cooking.
I see.
And then because my daughter goes to work, she takes food. She's also vegetarian. So I have to stop in between.
Your daughter is the one who did medicine, right?
No. She didn't do medicine.
Okay.
I don't no. She's not the one.
Okay. Oh no, that's Roja Malar. Okay. She's from daughter is dentistry. All right. Okay. So okay. So what you've done is okay. So imagine after you chant your 16 rounds, then after that you cook, your food is very transcendental, you offer to Krishna, right? Then after that, do you really enjoy doing it, chanting?
Oh, I just love to.
Sure.
I really enjoy doing it. I feel so nice after doing it. I love to do it early in the morning.
Yeah.
So
I was at first last time I used to wonder, they say you're chanting Hare Krishna, you feel nice, I was wondering what is so nice about chanting, because for me chanting is so irritating. Right? Anyone of you have experienced that chanting is irritating? They used to say, no, I'm in Hare Krishna, but I don't like two things. I don't like chanting, I don't like Ekadasi. Ayo, Ekadasi, ayo. Why Krishna? Why you make life miserable? Already we are living a miserable life. But later part, as we go on, now the day that I really enjoy the most is Ekadasi.
Exactly.
It's a beautiful day.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
And chanting the Hare Krishna. In fact, yesterday I was telling my wife, I in one sitting I did 24 rounds. And after that, she was talking to me, and I just go on chanting and chanting. I was telling her, do you know chanting is so nice?
Correct.
So nice than talking nonsense.
Yes.
Then my wife just kept quiet. She just took the chanting bag and started chanting. I think that's the best way to resolve conflict, right?
Yes.
If
That's
husband wife
why,
wants to talk,
and don't if I am feeling down or anything, just divert yourself, start
exactly.
chanting. It helps a lot.
And last time I used to chant with clicker. I click. Now I was telling no, I must chant with my beats as much as I can.
No, I don't use clicker at all. I only chant on beats.
No, because sometimes when I'm traveling,
Yes.
when you're traveling, it's not advised to chant when you're traveling. It's very dangerous. Sometimes when they're stuck in the steering and everything.
Yeah.
So I'll be like, I make sure that I will come back early. I'll be like chanting on a clicker, and my ear only want to listen like to this what they call to the lecture, Prabhupada lecture, then all the lectures by all these spiritual master like Bhakti Vigna Goswami. He's a Russian. He's a scientist. He's a physics scientist from Russia.
Okay.
Vignana Goswami, I think. Right. Then, of course, my spiritual master Jayapataka Swami, and also from Bhakti Vikas Swami. He's my another Siksha Guru. Really like the way he thinks. And Indra Yumna Maharaj, Prabhupada. Your day just gone. That means when you're not chanting, you're listening to lecture. When you're not listening to lecture, you are chanting.
Yes.
So it becomes like, so eventually it happens. All right. So now we see. So then when we advise the devotee, all right, this is how you should live. This is way of life. Right now, all right, now your mind and intelligence is okay. Now, okay, why not you try to change your diet? Oh, but I can't. No, take your time. We do not force people immediately be a vegetarian. All right. We also have seen in this group, right? There's so many people who are eating meat, consuming alcohol. Now they totally stop everything. So take your time. All right. But one thing, don't take long time. Don't take this for granted. Okay, I take my own time. So it's no, take your time, endeavor. Slowly and but surely endeavor for it. So eventually they give up meat, they give up this, then and I'm very happy to hear that, Mataji, you are the latest addition in my 32 round group, 32 round gap. Right? When we all started, some devotees can chant only 5 rounds, 10 rounds, some or other they make 16. There's one Mataji is doing 64, there's another Prabhu doing 64. And now on Ekadasi day, special day 64, I think, including you, I think got 4. Consistently 16, we have many. Like Madhura Mohan Prabhu is chanting 45 rounds every day. Last time he only chanted 16 rounds. He said, that's it. And sometimes he says, it's okay, I done my 16, that's all. But now he said 16, now he's doing 45. Right? It's very good. Right?
Initially, when I was chanting like that, 16 rounds, I was like, I was doing it like a commitment. Okay, I finished my 16 rounds. But now it's not like that anymore. Now I enjoy doing it and I want to do as much as I can. Whenever I'm free, I just pick my chanting bag and I start chanting.
Exactly. Wonderful.
I feel so nice inside me when I do that.
Yes. Like we have another girl here, Logisuri, I think she's working. So she chanted 16, then after that she went into 20 rounds, if I'm not mistaken. If you're there, maybe you can unmute and say something. I think she's working. All right. So what happened? That that she turned 16. That eventually, while chanting, suddenly she gave up meat eating. All right. She became a distinct. Then after that, she said, she asked about this Tulsi Puja. I said that's not important. Chant your Hare Krishna first. But she couldn't take it. She went to that. She's from Singapore. Okay. She went to this some Mustafa Center or somewhere there, and she bought a small Tulsi plant, bring back, and start to worship Tulsi, and start to decorate Tulsi very nicely. And she sent me, I said, wow, good. Krishna is revealing the knowledge to you. So then after that, she started to worship Tulsi and everything. Then I connected her to the temple, and she was connected to this one Chinese devotee, and an adopted daughter. She's from Indonesia. A devotee is Chinese, but her adopted daughter is Indonesian. So both of them worked with her, and they were like she became like also a daughter. She cultivated her, and eventually last year, what festival? For some festival, they told her to cook for Jagannatha, and she couldn't believe it. I say, I to cook? I say, yes. For you to cook for Jagannatha, you're very fortunate. I'm telling you to cook, you cook. She couldn't hold the tears. All right. Now she's in ecstasy. So what I'm trying to tell you here is, we are the only society, when you come in, we will bring you, cultivate you accordingly from where you are, and to become a perfect human being, devoid of all habits, bad habits. All right. So we are like that. All right. So say like, for instance, okay, now we are doing, okay, so for instance, okay, now, okay, I'm staying very far away. I don't have this kind of facility to do this kind of things. What you can do? You can donate towards the cause. All right. So like, what is okay now? What service you can do? What I said, use your talent. If you're in the situation you cannot use your talent, maybe you can contribute. All right. Say like what I've said, 1 ringgit a day or 365 a month, or maybe 30 ringgit a month minimum. But you must give very consistently. You must donate very consistently. So when you keep consistently donating, with this money we can take it. We can, like for instance, when I did that 5,400 Bhagavad Gita, it was not a miracle at all, because you know why? I had a devotee who gave me donation 1,000 ringgit every month. He gave me 1,000 every month for Sastradan. For 10 months, he gave 10,000. Through that 10,000, I managed to reduce that Bhagavad Gita from 30, 40 ringgit that he used to sell outside, until I sold it at 10 ringgit a book. I brought down the price. I said 10 books for 100. Where can you find that kind of price? Because that person helped. So similarly, when you can contribute some Lakshmi, some donation, we can do wonders. So what I'm trying to tell you here is, use your talent for Krishna. So by this devotional service to Krishna, and do it according to your talent, according to your means. Don't go beyond your means, and don't try to attempt something which is not natural to you. All right? Which is not like now Nanda Mataji, she's cooking for the family and everything. One day, I hope that you can go to the temple and start cooking for Krishna. Maybe you can go, because maybe that's your natural talent for Krishna, right? Or maybe you can take a group of devotees and tell them how you should chant Hare Krishna. It's all your talent. So use that talent to utilize it, because that talent is given to you by Krishna. It's not something that's born with you. It's a grant. You are like a government grant. It's granted to you, this talent. And use it in the service of Krishna. You will become perfect. So what he says to him, the Lord says, take to my devotional service. That means what he's trying to tell, fight. What is a devotional service to Arjuna, to Krishna, is to fight the war. He is not telling, come and wash the pot in the temple, come and do puja, cook for Krishna. No, he's telling, take to my devotional service. That means you fight the war which I wanted. Krishna wanted the war, right? So he wanted that you do it, and you are not the killer. They all were killed by the time, Kala Chakra. All done, they all been killed. You are only the instrument, right? I give you a good example. That day I was watching one documentary about Hiroshima. They dropped the bomb. People evaporated, disappeared because of the heat. But there are so many people survived. How is that possible? Even though you drop atom bomb or nuclear bomb or whatever, when the time of you not to leave, your quota is not finished in this world, no one can kill you. Right? But people can give you all kind of challenges. They can torture you, you can do everything. But what Krishna says, when you surrender to him, no one in this three world can kill you. Ordinarily, no man can kill you if your time is not up. But if you surrender to Krishna, no one in this three world, upper planetary, low, down and below. Right? The host of Devatas, the host of human beings, and down there, the host of ghosts and hobgoblins and all these kinds of things. No one can touch you if we surrender to Krishna. Like the day they want to tie that ring on my hand, I mean the string, the kavacha. Actually, what is that? I think my Tulsi bead is even more powerful. I refused. And they got a shock. See, no, Prabhu, you must. I don't want. Because you come to that level that Krishna is everything. Because when we surrender to Krishna, when we chant Hare Krishna, when we have Bhagavad Gita in our house and we worship the Bhagavad Gita, imagine, not even a ghost hop, even the house even can't be, there's no black magic also can enter your house. That is how powerful. I think all of we have read that in Bhagavad. So that's the thing. So even though he's a saintly king, take to my devotional service. And for what? So you can come quickly back home, back to Godhead. Quickly, don't waste your time. Right? Maybe we have very short period of time, my dear friends. We never lived in 1923. None of us exist. And 2123, 100 years from today, no one or none of us going to exist. And within this 100 years period, some maybe won't make it up to 50 years. Or 30 years, 20 years, 10 years, or maybe another few more years. We don't know. It's very mysterious. When are we going to kick our bucket? But a devotee is not lamenting. We are not bothered when we're going to kick the bucket. And sometimes we just think, why not I kick the bucket instantly now itself? Right or not? Sometimes we say, I'm not, the devotee think, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. I say, why you say so? Oh, Krishna, I'm so happy. I say, yes, I hope I can die now. I want to die in full Krishna conscious. But anyway, as a devotee, we have no worries. But it takes a lot of practice. So it practice in the sense of what? Right? You have to go on practicing. That means you have to do a 1 year practice so that you can run that 100 meters effectively during the Olympics. That's your testing ground. Have you practiced well enough? So that's the thing. So we go on practicing. Chant every day 16 rounds without fail. You do not need to worry whether you stop drinking, stop eating meat, or intoxication, gambling, illicit sex, all that. Don't worry. But just chant 16 rounds daily without fail. And read one chapter of Bhagavad Gita if possible. Roughly 30 verses. You can chant the mantra just like Dharma Kshetra Guru, just chant the mantra alone, or you can only read the translation. But I suggest you to read the translation. Just 30 translation in one chapter, 44 translation in like chapter 2 and chapter 18 is on 70 above translation. I mean 70 above verses. All right, 73, 78 verses, something like that. Other than that, other verses are all 20 verses, 30 verses, 40 verses. Like this one is the next is the last verse. 35 is the last verse. That's it. So you go on reading, and I suggest you go on reading this chapter 9. Right? Or sometimes we just at least read one verse, or even half a verse, even a quarter verse. But never mind, we just even read one page a day. Just read one page and study that page very thoroughly. Chant your 16 rounds. Wake up slightly early. Right? Or you go to bed slightly late. Doesn't matter whether you chant properly or don't chant properly. Doesn't matter. Start somewhere. All right? This is not a medical treatment. You have to be perfect to perform. No. It's just like how the child, right? We have to somehow later, we have to get up and run, we fall. Our parents will never stop. Oh, my son start running, I better put him in the cage, in the cot. So you don't run. Why? If he runs, you're going to fall. Our parents didn't do that. Let him run, fall. So you're perfecting your running skill by falling many times. Similarly, you can have faults, you can have flaw in your chanting. You can make mistake in your chanting. All right? You can have nama, all whatever it is, doesn't matter. Discard all rules and regulation here first. We are in a survival mode. Right? When it comes to war, there's no right and wrong. Right? Because it's war. Sometimes they say they dropped the bomb on a civilian, many civilians died. Right? Sometimes they sentence the person wrongly. Sometimes they execute the person wrongly, like what happened in Afghanistan. Right? The government, the American friendly Afghanistan activists who are telling that the American is good was shot dead by the American soldiers. Through the helicopter. Right? He shot him dead and the body scattered, and everybody was big outcry. Right? So that's why that's why I heard there's nothing right and wrong in war. When people are so desperate, they're simply randomly fighting, randomly shooting. So similarly, now we are at war. All right? We are not such a great soldiers. We are not marksmen. We are not commandos. One bullet, one hit. We are random sepoys. We are random soldier. All right? We just learn how to shoot, and we don't know whether we are shooting, whether we are shooting the right thing or we are shooting the bird. When we're supposed to shoot the people, we end up shooting the bird. We put the gun there. We don't know where we are shooting. Doesn't matter. Shoot. At least one bullet will have a kill. So similarly, you simply shooting, chant Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram. Like sometimes I heard people are chanting. Sometimes I say, you chant your mantra and send to me. I want to listen to you. See, there's one person, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Krishna Krishna. I say, hello, Krishna, you already tried. You'll say, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare Ram, Hare Ram, 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 Hare Hare. Sometimes the tongue gets stuck. Okay. The tongue gets stuck there, like the danger record Mari. Right? Hare Rama, Mama, Mama. I say Rama or Amma. Right? Hare Rama, Mama, Rama, Mama, Kri Ra. It's two different opposite. So that's why it's when you see Maha Mantra, if you chant the thing carefully or cautiously, you can never see. For instance, to see Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Kiri. Then after that, Hare Ra. Kri and Ra is two opposite vowel. It's very hard for your mouth and tongue to adjust. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ra. It's different. But when you do it, they did. I mean, I don't know why it's created that way, but I think it's that way too for you to that you can be very attentive, because Kri and Ra is two different things. Like Kri, Kra. Okay, like for instance, sometimes when you see that verses, they have a different flow. But Krishna and Rama, the flow is not there. So Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Hare, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram, Ram. It's two different things. All right. So by doing that, we will become some or other very attached. So that's what Krishna says. So, and what Prabhupada says, no one, he said it very firmly, no one should remain in this temporary world. This is not a place for us. No one should remain here. Okay? It is not worth it. No one should remain in this prison. All right? In this material world, you know how much of heartbreak or not? Things look so real. The body that you have looks so real. The property that you have looks so real. The car you have, it looks so real. Your children, your daughter and your son look so real. Your husband looks so real. Your friends and your family look so real. Your parents look so real. Everything around you looks so real. But actually, it's not real at all. Formerly, it belongs to someone. Currently, it's yours. In the future, it's going to be someone else. Right? It is just like the clock is going anti-clockwise and this another clock is going clockwise. Like this, like machinery, right? Today is yours, tomorrow is somebody. No, it's just like going clockwise, anti-clockwise. Both are running that way. So once it's gone from you, you can never see that thing anymore in your life. Have you all experienced that? When you sell your car, you can never see your car on the road. Have you experienced that? Anyone? When you sell your car to a second-hand dealer, after that, you can never see your car. It happened to me. I'm so surprised. In Ipoh, I sold my car. I was trying to look, whoever drives that car, no one. I can't even see the car. In fact, the car that I sold around 20 years ago, still I have not seen it. I've not seen that car. Once the car is gone, it's gone. Similarly, that's how our relationship and families and everything, once it's gone forever, gone for good. You can never have it anymore.
Excuse me, sir.
Yes?
Hare Krishna. I have to leave, because I'm going to pick up my children from
Okay,
tuition.
okay. All right, sure.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu.
Hare Krishna. So like that. So that means we shouldn't remain in this world because it's so temporary, because it's full of temporary, at the same time full of misery. It's full of misery and suffering. It's not only things are all look so temporary, but it's so misery. People around will act as though they're going to live here forever. And they are not going to give you hell of an easy life. It's going to give you a hell of life. So everyone should attach himself, or everyone should attach himself to the bosom of the personality of Godhead. All right? Every one of you to attach to the bosom. Okay, what is bosom? Let's look at because I understand one bosom, but it's okay. Correct what I thought. So bosom means chest. All right. So bosom means chest. All right. For women, we call breast, right? Usually they see, but here. So the bosom. So everyone should attach himself to the bosom of the Supreme Personality, the heart of the Supreme Lord, the chest. Okay. So that he can be eternally happy. He can be happy. The devotional service to the Lord is the only process. Devotional service, okay, to who? To the Supreme Lord and not to anyone else, is the only process. Okay, only process. All right, which will, okay. All right, which all problems, okay, is the only process by which all problems of who? All classes of men, whether you are a greatly highly elevated high class, or you are the worst and the worst of the lowest of Chandalas or the low caste, doesn't matter. You can be the most richest man on the planet, or you can be the extremely you can be extremely pauper, right? You can be the most civilized, or you can be the worst aborigine. I think that day I shared one article in the group. I hope you all have read it. All right, there's a devotee translated Bhagavad Gita into the Zulu language. Can you imagine? Zulu used to drink cow's milk. They slaughter the cow, they drink the milk. They drink the milk. The Zulu women do not cover themselves. The Zulu men are hate hunters. Right? They are they are considered the lowest of all aborigines. I mean, they are the really barbaric kind of aborigine. And today, the Bhagavad Gita is translated in Zulu language. That means a devotee from the Zulu is already, okay, for instance, this was told by one of my classmates. His name is Pragalada Nandadas, 70-year-old doctor, gynecologist from Nairobi. He's an 80-year-old doctor, a Gujarati by birth. And after that, from Nairobi, he now migrated to US. He was telling all of us, when he went to the temple in Nairobi or some Kenya or something like that, he was shocked to see the pujari was a Zulu man. Okay, the man was telling, "Oh, I'm a Zulu." I mean, he asked, "Why? What clan are you?" I say, "I'm Zulu." He couldn't believe. Zulu is the people who drink cow's milk. Cow's blood. They drink cow's blood, and the women do not cover themselves, and they are hate hunters. They are barbaric. And from that clan, there was a Brahmana doing the deity worship. Radha Krishna worship, the topmost worship. Can you imagine? That's the glories of Srila Prabhupada. And that is the glories of Chaitanya. And that's the promises. Sometimes they ask, are you sure that Hare Krishna is the right way of life? How if you're not? So when we are telling how you say, yes, what you say is right. But now let's look at some time tested. 50 years Hare Krishna in this world. They have attracted people from the hippies up to the Aborigines. Right? From the lowest class to the highest class. Right? Henry Ford and all these people are all chanting. Henry Ford is all devotee of Krishna, all chanting. So imagine. So that means that means all classes of men. It doesn't matter what is your birth. It's proven here very clearly. Being a Vaishnava is above Brahmana. Because Brahmanas always do this kind of ritualistic ceremony. Right? Yagya, this, that, they do all kind of rituals. But a Vaishnava doesn't do ritual. He will say, give up the ritual and just simply depend on Krishna. Chant Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. And now by this Zulu become a devotee, then some Jamaican, one of my mentor, his name is Bhakti Dhira Damodara Swami. He's a Nigerian. Last time I did business with Nigerians, right? They are tall, they are so tall until their fingers are all very long. When you shake hand, the whole fingers will cover your hand. They are like all look like giants. Right? And they are the people who are extremely black. And they're scary sometimes. Right? But the Bhakti Dhira Damodara Swami is from Jamaica, from Nigeria. He's the first African sannyasi. And now there's so many sannyasis that come out. Right? There's another sannyasi now he's preaching in Mauritius. Right? His disciples are Indians and also Mauritian. All the Mauritius people are his disciples. Right? African Swami, black, African, not African Indian or African white. So this is what happened. So that means by when everyone must be attached to the service, to the devotional service of the Supreme Lord. Because this is the only problem, it is the only process which all problem of all classes of men can be solved. Can be solved. Everyone should therefore take Krishna conscious and make his life perfect. This is the highlight. This is the highlight. Please memorize this thing. This is what is very, very, very important. Everyone should therefore take to Krishna consciousness and make his life perfect. Why Krishna consciousness is perfect? Because in Krishna consciousness, you are at last acting like a human being. Your constitutional position. You understand yourself. You understand your 5 senses. You understand your 5 working senses. You understand the 9 holes, the 9 gates of the body. 2 eyes, 2 nose, right? 1, 2, 2 nose, this thing, tongue, a mouth, ears, anal and genitals. Right? Anus and genitals. All these, there's 9 gates. Right? Then after that, you know that in your body, that's another thing subtle. Okay, can I commit suicide? Yeah, if I commit suicide, I'm only destroying that mortal body. But the subtle body, you're still the same. Committing suicide means you are selling your car away, that's all. Suddenly you feel, oh, I want to cut my cost. I can't afford a car. You just sell your car, that's all. But you're still the same person. But now it's a different thing. When you sell off your car, you start walking to work. You don't have any form of vehicle. You don't have bicycle, you don't have this thing, there's no public transport for you. Wherever you go, you walk. Right? You depend on your body, you walk and everywhere. That's the thing, committing suicide. Giving up the material body, but you're still the same. That means you are living without a vehicle. So now you understand that. So that means you become more and more human. Then you start to understand, then you start to convince them in some of the way you talk, act and everything. Imagine life devoid of stress is beautiful life. I believe all of you agree to me on this. Because most of you are above 40s, right? 45, above 40, 45. Life is getting more and more complicated, all right? After 45, you start to see the complication is accelerating. Things are becoming more and more complicated now, right? It's so sad to see some of my dear grandmother, like last week, one of my last grandmother passes away, right? Then you start to see that devotee, like Sister Ponies, all right, the matron, she passes away. But I'm very happy and excited and about her passing is she has chanted 64 rounds daily. Minimum 16 to 64. Sometimes I ask how many rounds. She says, I don't know, I don't count. Right? She has a durian orchard. She go to the orchard with a Srimad Bhagavatam and Japa beats. She go there and she chant the whole day and the whole, she chant for what, 6-7 hours. Then after that, she read for 3-4 hours, 6-7 hours. Because they have to wait for that thing, because the durian will fall, people will still, so she have to go, there's a hut. She simply sit in the hut, and what she do, she don't look around. She chant and she reads. And suddenly she became a devotee. Suddenly she became a vegetarian. Suddenly, and then after that, she was contracted. They found that she has a colon cancer. And after that, the children says, oh, they don't allow me, Prabhu. They say, no, nothing doing. I say, what to do? Because your children are in control of your life. You can never say no to them. I say, just leave it to Krishna. But always think of it. And she was in great ecstasy. I'm so happy. Just last month or 2 months ago, I got this Vrindavan dust. I told Mataji I got some Vrindavan dust. She said, please give it to me. She was in Pantai Ipoh. I went and give it to her. I gave to the husband. They say she put in the tea and she put in her mouth. And she went and did. And you know what is the best thing? She bought few sets of Bhagavad Gita and Bhagavatam. I said, why are you buying a lot for what? No, this is for my grandchildren. She inherited Bhagavatam and Bhagavad Gita to her grandchildren. Can you imagine? Usually the old people, what they do? Okay, in the gold, only in the Petik, in the Paranaka, they buy the gold and keep. After I die, all this gold to go to them. But she actually bought Bhagavatam and Bhagavad Gita and inherited to them. Right? So that makes life very interesting. Honestly, I tell you, sometimes I wonder whether I'm doing the right thing or not. Okay, I came into this, I start to do these online classes. I did the Gita Gyan, I distribute the books and everything. But eventually I start to see my business start dwindling. Right? Sometimes I do wonder, have I done the right thing or not? Have I sacrificed my life now? I'm struggling financially. Right? Am I doing the right thing or not? But when I start to see all these kind of things, Krishna is telling, I feel, I'm very imperfect. Maybe my oratory skill is good. Maybe my convincing and presentation skill is better because I've been a trained speaker. Right? But whatever it is, when I start to see the result, right? It started off Dr. J. Kumari when she said she started 64 rounds. Then after that, as we go on, then after that we see Logesh Raju. She also been chanting. Then after that, now Dr. Tinesh has been chanting 16 rounds on his beats, taken shelter. Then after that, when I start to see Sister Punis, matron Sister Punis, she's chanted 64 rounds, reading Bhagavatam. She was in great ecstasy and she left the body on a Ekadasi day and that also on a daytime, right? Then after that, so then we see Mother Ramon Prabhu have improved. Arsi Mataji is chanting, and that day Arsi Mataji told that before she leaves the body, she wants to finish up the entire Bhagavatam. And also we have the Chaini Mataji chanting more than 16 rounds daily and start to have faith. So when I start to see all fantastic, and today I'm so excited to hear that what they call Nanda Mataji also chanting 16 to 64 rounds, waking up early in the morning. All right. So, and also, so this is all said as Saraswati Mataji, both Saras. Okay, Karpia Saraswati Mataji, and also this Saraswati Mataji from Kolakangsa. She, on Ekadasi day, she just chant Hare Krishna the whole day. I asked how many rounds she chant, she used to say, I don't know. I simply sing. From morning till the dusk. Hare Krishna, she'll be singing and singing and singing her kirtan. Ecstasy. And Saraswati Mataji Karpia, she also I see that she has so much of enthusiasm in this devotional process. She also has so much challenges, but she's very optimistic. That is what I realize I've done the right thing. It's very interesting. That's why I say in this spiritual life, there's no loss or diminution. Every effort that you put, actually, end of the day, it's a happy ending. All right. So I'm so happy. Thank you very much for all your support. So now I have taken the next task. All right, let's make a place where it's going to be conducive for all devotees, right? A place to all the devotees can stay along, take together. It's going to be very ambitious plan. In fact, recently I thought, am I hallucinating or not? But anyway, the only constitution or position a man can have is to desire. But of course, now we are desiring for a wrong thing. But actually, our desire should be directed to Krishna. So now I'm just desiring to have a beautiful place for Krishna, right? Our Parama Karuna Nitai Goranga, because Prabhupada did predict in Ipoh, there'll be a magnificent temple. I don't know how it's going to happen. All right. So when I heard this from a spiritual master, that was my life goal. But of course, that time I was thinking I have no support, but now I believe I got support, that all of you are there. So please do a devotion service by propagating the idea. Encourage all your family and friends to donate 30 ringgit a month consistently. If they can't do consistently, please ask them to donate 365 once a year, once in a year, that's all. They do not need to give every month, but if they ever want to give, it's up to them. All right. So I'll make the video. So then you can propagate the idea. So by doing this, I'm very sure, very confident, if Krishna willing, if what Prabhupada wanted that way, all right, because we are just a doer. If everything is okay, if once this thing happen, we definitely going to have a fantastic place to engage in devotional service. All right. Is there any questions, any comment? All right.
Prabhu, just now you mentioned the Bhagavad Gita, read one chapter every day. So you said not necessary to read the slokas in Sanskrit, just read the translation alone, is it?
Yes.
Okay.
Example, see like this one. All right, I'll just remove the synonyms, verse text, purport. Okay, just like this example. So that means every morning I wake up, the most confidential knowledge. The Supreme Personality of Godhead said, my dear Arjuna, okay, then go to the next step. Just read like this. You go to what? 34, this thing.
Okay.
Or you have another choice. You remove the translation. You only put the verse text. All right, just like this.
Okay.
So you just can go on singing. Sri Bhagavan Vacha, idam tu te guhyatamang pravakshamyanusuyave jnanam vijnana sahitam yadgnatva mokshaye shubhat rajavitya rajaguhyam pavitram idam uttamam pratyaksha vagamam dharmyam susukam kartum avyayam. So like that. So you have choice either one. So what I suggest, all right, you can one day you read this text.
Okay.
All right. Next day, you read the translation. Okay. You read the translation. If you are inquisitive, the third day you can read the synonyms. Just the synonyms. Sri Bhagavan Vacha, what does it mean? Okay, of course, if you're inside, but if you don't have that, never mind. So, but you can read the purport, only the purport, text one purport. All right, study the purport. The text one, you go to the text two purport. You know, in Gita, if you have computer, if you want to do this way, you can have all these facilities. You go to advanced view, you can choose what you want to read. All right, then you read, okay, then you go to the text for purport. So like that, you can read. So that means one day, the Sanskrit verse.
Okay.
Second day, the translation. Maybe for the next 8 days, you can read this because this one, a lot of long purports are there. So you just can take 2 purports a day. You read it, but study it.
Okay.
Very carefully, very thoroughly. But of course, you must have a book. If you have a Bhagavad Gita with you, it's more auspicious.
Yes, I do.
Okay.
Okay, bro.
And
Okay.
take notes. And please, another thing is, as I said, please make your journal. All right, just get a journal, just a sketchbook, of course, but keep it very discreetly. Don't mark that book. Says that it's my journal, my life, my diary. If you do that, people somewhere get attracted. Hey, diary, but if you just keep it without writing name, they'll be wondering it's another rough book. So in that, you just write down, okay, for today, what have you seen? What have you experienced? Like maybe today in this class, did you achieve something? Did you got something? Do you have any ideas that triggered you? Right. So next day, tomorrow morning, you see, after your whole day, you write a summary of the day, what you have done. When you go to the third day, whatever things that you suppose you thought of doing, you didn't do, you will automatically do on the third day. So that is how we have to perfect ourselves. And it works. It works. Okay.
All right. Thank you, bro.
All right. So any other question, comments? Okay. If there's none, thank you so much. If I've said anything wrong, please forgive me. I just simply said what I've heard. And I just repeated what I've heard from my spiritual master, from my senior devotees, my Siksha Gurus, and also Srila Prabhupada. Nothing of it is my own opinion. It's only all opinion from the Guru Parampara. With that, thank you so much for your time. It's been my great pleasure to have all of you to discuss this beautiful verse. All right, 30 to 34 is going to be very beautiful verse. All right, so thank you so much for this opportunity. And we'll see you again next week, Thursday, to do our final verse for chapter 9. Okay, till then, have a blissful day. Vancha kalpatarubhyascha kripa sindhubhevacha paditanam pavinebhyo vaishnavebhayo namo namaha. Hare Krishna and good night. Have a nice day.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu. Thank you very much, Prabhu.
Yes, thank you. Hare Krishna.